let's have a look at how we can take a sample using NZGrapher. So there are two types of methods that we would use. Either we're going to use our simple random sampling, or we would use the stratified sampling method. So I'll show you how to do both of those. So let's start with the simple random sampling, and let's go and open up NZGrapher and see how we do that. If we go into if we go into just Google search and type in NZGrapher, the first one that usually comes up is the program we want. So I'm just going to close that. So if I go to the right hand side here, this button over here, there's a whole pile of data sets already built in. So I might start, for example, with the kiwi bird data set, and it brings up the column, the data on the left here. So I've got information about the species, information about the gender, the weight of the kiwi birds, the height of them, and their location. So if I'm going to do a sample, I'm going to go up to the sample and more button up the middle here. I'm going to press that, and I'm going to say let's take a sample. So there's two types. There's our simple random sample, and if I just want to do a random sample of the whole distribution, then I just need to choose a sample size. So perhaps I do a sample of 100, press the sample button, and what it's done now is in this list I have now only got 100 kiwis that have been randomly selected in my data set. Now at the top here there's also a reset button, so if I want to just go back to the whole data set, I can click on that reset button, and now I've got my full 700 kiwi birds in the sample. The other type of sample that I want to show you is if I go and click on sample there, instead of simple random, I can choose one of the variables. Now in this case, I might be wanting to compare the males and females, so I'm going to click on gender. This is called stratified sampling. So I'm separating them into the males and the females, and then I'm going to take a sample within each group. So it tells me F bracket 364. So that tells me that at the moment, in the full data set, there are 364 female kiwi birds. I want to take a sample of that. Maybe I'm going to take a sample of 80 females. Now in terms of the males, at the moment there are 336 males in the data set. I might just take, and it can be the same, it doesn't have to be the same, but I'm going to make it a 50-50 split and take a random sample of 80 females and 80 males. And I'm going to click on that for the sample. And just to show you, if I do my dot plot, say I do the weight versus the gender, and I get my summary, you can see there that the number is 80 for the females and the number is 80 for the males. And so that's how we need to take our random samples.